Alright, I go by the name of Blue Devil. I'm from the county of Los Angeles, and this is my Southside story. Alright, so I go by Blue Devil. I'm from LA County, and today's Southside story dates back to about 2001 2002. I do want to say that this story here has a strong message about the youth, and it also has a strong message about family. But I do want to say I don't advocate for violence, I don't advocate for crime. I don't advocate for you to be out there causing destruction. Now, I will say, if that's what you choose to do, go full throttle. There is no halfway in, halfway out. There is no half stepping. I understand that, you know, there's different strokes for different folks. We are not all the same, you know. So, if you want to gangbang, then that's your choice. But again, I will say go full throttle or don't go at all. But let's go ahead and talk about the story. It dates back to about 2001, 2002. At that time, I was barely turning 18. I must say I was already 18. You know, I was a few months into my 18th birthday. You know, and at this time I already been from my neighborhood since like 7th grade. So, you know, I already was, you know, out there doing my thing. Uh, this specific day, uh, two homeboys hit me up. Two homies that had barely got out of prison. You know, that were still doing their thing, right? Like homies that get in, that go to prison, get in, get out. You know, the rotating door is always there for them. You know, it's one of those things where these guys just don't learn. They hit me up. They said, "Hey, let's go kick it. You know, let's go chill. Let's go do this. Let's go do that." You know, keep in mind, up to this point, I've been to juvenile halls. I've been to like little programs for youth, but I've never been to the county jail with grown men, right? So the homeboys call me up. They're gonna pick me up. I said, "Cool, let's go." You know, at that time, I was packing a 44 Magnum Anaconda, silver or chrome, whatever you want to call it. Anaconda 44 was probably like this big. It was a cannon. Uh, I think it was 6 shots only. Big, big bullets. And I was packing a Rambo knife. I would always have this Rambo knife on me that was also a big, big knife. Double edged knife. And so everywhere that I would go, I would take those things with me because I was out there in the field, right? And at the age of 18, you don't know no better. You know, you don't understand that if you break the law, you're going to prison. You don't understand that if you get caught with these things, you're going up the river. You don't understand these things. You don't want to understand them. No matter how much your family tells you, no matter how much, no matter how much you hear it from people, you don't want to understand it. So these two homeboys picked me up, right? And I didn't know that I was sitting in a stolen truck, which I should have knew better, but I did not know. So we're inside of a stolen vehicle. The homies are packing. I'm packing, right? And the purpose of this ride was not to go kick it. It was to go look for the enemies. And so I'm with the program. I'm with the functions. I said, let's go. It ain't none, right? We're all packing. What can happen? So we're rolling around looking for the enemies. And to tell you the truth, luckily we didn't find nobody. We did not find nobody. After cruising for like 30 minutes, we didn't find nobody, you know. Thank God. And I don't mean for us, I mean for the people that we could have found. So one of the homies says, let's go out robbing, right? And it doesn't mean like robbing like stores. He said, let's go robbing. Whoever we see walking, let's get them. I said, fuck it. I was 18 years old. I used to smoke weed back then. I was drunk off my ass. I said, let's go, right? Me being the little homie at that time, because these gentlemen were way older than me, I was the one jumping off, sticking them up. And once again, I'm not advocating for you to do what I did or what we did. It was just some stupidity, right? So we jumped off on a couple different dudes, that looked somewhat gang related. Not fully with the function, but they look somewhat, right? You know how that goes. Put your hands in the air, reach for the moon. Uh, Give me what you got, right? And so after we would take what these gentlemen had, I would throw up the neighborhood, right? And once I would get back in the vehicle, the homeboy would be like, "Hey, fool, stop doing that. Don't throw up the hood. You throw up the hood, they're gonna know who it is, and they can tell the cops what gang did it." So I said, "Fuck it, whatever." I thought I was doing a good thing by throwing the hood after I would rob these motherfuckers, right? And we did probably like 3-4 motherfuckers that night, right? All right. A lot of the ones that we did were out there tagging. They were out there in the nighttime tagging. So they were somewhat with the function. And so that same night, after the last one, we were already headed to one of the homeboys' pad to go chill because we were done, right? And here we are driving, boom, and out of nowhere, the black and white gets behind us, and the red lights start flashing, right? So here comes the cops. Keep in mind, I'm in the back seat. I'm faded. I'm stoned, and I'm high, and I'm drunk. And we're in a truck that has the 2 front doors, and the back doors. You have to open the front door and then open the side door. So it's like a third door, but you can't open it unless the passenger or the driver opens their door first. So I'm stuck unless these fools get out, right? Unless I climb over. So here comes the cops, and to this point, I've never been in a high-speed chase. I have ran from the cops, the 100-mile dash. I have done my thing, but never to this point been in a high-speed chase. So here we go. Fuck it. Let's roll. We're smashing, couple blocks. And the homeboy goes, "I got a spot where there's a field. We gonna pull up and we all gonna jump out." And once again, I keep repeating this because this is really what led to my demise, was me being high and drunk. So we pull up to this place that these fools already know about, but I don't, right? And at this point, it's every man for themselves. At this point, there's no babysitting. At this point, it's like, "Fool, you go that way, you go that way, you go that way. We'll meet up later." All right, whatever. So we get up to this place. The homie does not put the vehicle in park. All he does is, come to a stop, and the 2 dudes in the front take off. I'm stuck in the back seat. And I don't blame my homeboys. I don't blame them at all. I understand the game, And so by the time I jump over the vehicle, these fools are already bolted. They're gone. I jump over the seats, my bad. And I come out of the passenger side. The cop is already smashed and he's coming. These fools run into the field, right? And once I get out the vehicle, once I jumped out of the front seat, the car keeps moving, and I'm fucking faded and drunk. And here comes the cop car, and as soon as I step out of the truck, I slip because the vehicle's still moving. Boom. So the cop car is coming, and he runs my ass over. Boom, he runs me over. He hit me on my limb right here. And so I fell face up, right? And when I say he ran me over, his wheel ran over the side of my pant leg and the side of my leg. So he wasn't sitting automatically all over my foot, but a portion of it where I couldn't move. So at this point, I look over because I don't know what's going on. I'm dazed, and I see my homeboy's already gone. And here comes this cop getting out of the patrol car with his big shotgun. Big motherfucker. And he points it at my face. Probably this much away from the barrel. "If you move, motherfucker, I'm gonna blow your head off." So keep in mind, I got a 44 Magnum in my pocket and a Rambo knife. So this cop got the gun to my face, telling me not to move, right? So I know I'm done for. I know it's over for me, right? And so he right away he grabs me, he throws me on the hood of the cop car, talking his shit, searching me, finds a Rambo knife, throws the Rambo knife on top of the cop car, and we hear a smash, we hear a bang. We look over and the truck that was not put in park smashed into a house. Boom, it went up the road and it smashed into a house, right? Nothing major, it was just, from it not being in park, just moving. And so the cop goes, he tells me, what did he say? He goes, you're going to prison. He goes, you're going to prison, right? So whatever. Backup arrives, 2 or 3 cop cars come. And so the cop that had ran me over, he went to go look for my homies. He went into the field and he's looking for them, right? And this whole time I'm thinking, this fool grabbed the knife out of my pocket, but where the fuck's the gun? I swear, he didn't grab the gun out of my pocket. And I'm thinking in my head like, damn, all he found is a knife? Shit, I'm cool, right? I'm cool. I did have a little bit of weed on me, but it wasn't nothing. So I'm thinking I got away with this shit, right? All right, whatever. This fool he's coming back from the field because he didn't find my homies. So he's coming back, and he has a flashlight, and I see him looking underneath his car, and boom, he found it. He grabs it from underneath his car, and he slams it on the hood. I remember. And he goes, so this is what you had. I go, I don't know what you're talking about, right? I don't know. So what happened was when I jumped out the whip and this fool ran me over, from the impact, it flew out of my waistband and slid underneath the cop car. So I'm saying that ain't mine. I don't know what you're talking about. The basic shit we all say. And so he starts to look at it. He grabs all the bullets and he's pulling out bullet by bullet. And you know how cops are. That's 10 years. That's 10 years. He goes, oh, you're going to Chino State Prison. That's exactly what he told me. So this motherfucker does all that, right? And then he calls in the gun. He's doing the check. I'm already in the back of the patrol car. And he goes, you know that gun was stolen from Oakland PD? I don't know shit. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know that. That was news for me, right? So I guess the gun was stolen from Oakland PD. I don't know what the fuck Oakland PD will be doing with a 44 Anaconda, but whatever. Obviously, the last guy we robbed called it in, gave the description of the truck, and the vicinity that we were in. That's why that cop was out there looking for us and found us. So after finding the gun, finding the knife, they found a little bit of weed on me. They threw me in the backseat of the patrol car. My homeboys are long gone. They take me to this liquor store to get ID'd by the guy that we robbed. Right? They shined the light on me so I could not see the person. And the person was standing outside of the vehicle trying to ID me. And I remember that I said to myself, I better mad dog this light, because you can't see. Like, they got the light in front of your face that you can't see who's on the other side. And I said, I better mad dog this light so this fool can get scared. It was stupid, right? But it worked. The guy didn't ID me. Or he was scared of my mad dog face. I don't know. But he didn't ID me. So they ended up getting me for the stolen gun, carrying the concealed gun, being a stolen gun, carrying a concealed dirt dagger, which was the knife, GTA, and evading police. All like right after my 18-year-old birthday, right? My homies didn't get caught, whatever. So you know how they do? They put you in the interrogation room, like these rats you see all over YouTube. And hey, I don't know nothing, right? I don't know nothing. So of course I went to county jail with all these grown ass men. I'm sitting there, and you know how it is. We all know how it is. The homies are the homies, but the homies ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for you, right? Uh, I'm sitting in there thinking, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck did I do? You know how it is. You show the homies the paperwork, and they all look at it, and they're all fucking jailhouse lawyers. They all tell you, "Oh, fool, you're going to prison." Some of them tell you that you can beat it, blah blah blah. It's all mumbo jumbo. Nobody really knows nothing, you know. They should sort of hype you up. Within 2 days, I was out. My bail was $100,000. You had to give up 10% and some kind of property. My dad came through with bail, 10 racks, and the house. And I didn't ask him to do that. You know, I didn't call no family. I was thugging it out because I was 18. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing, right? I hear my name, roll it up for release. My dad is there. I guess this is where you would say that the strong message for the youth and family comes in. My dad bailed me out. I go to my first hearing without a lawyer. They wanted me to sign for 13 years, right? I showed my dad the paperwork. That fool got me a lawyer with the quickness. Spent $25,000 on a lawyer, and ended up getting the gun dismissed because it was more than 6 feet away from me. So there's no way they can prove that it was mine, right? They ended up dropping the GTA because there was no way that they could prove that I stole it. They end up dropping the evading because there's no way they can prove I was driving. They dropped a 211 because they did not point me out, right? ID me. So all they really had on me was the dirt dagger because it was in my possession. I ended up getting a year on probation and some work release. Some program where you gotta go check in to the jail on the weekends to either clean up or lock yourself up for 2 days. And I say all that to say this. My family was there for me more than my homeboys were. And when I say family, my father was there for me more than my homeboys would. And now I don't blame the homeboys. I love the homies. Nothing but love for the homies. You know, but this is a message to all those kids out there that think the homies gonna be with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now you're gonna ask me, did I learn my lesson? And the answer is no. I did not learn my lesson. I continue to be on the street. I continue to do dumb shit, and I continue to fuck around. Now I will tell you, after that incident, my dad was there for me the next couple of times, and after that, I was done. He cut me off. There was no more bailing me out. There was no more lawyer for me. You know, I didn't learn, and he sure wasn't going to spend his money on me. And I can't blame him. But this is a strong message to let everybody know that sometimes it ain't worth it. Sometimes the homies are not even there for themselves, yet alone there for somebody else. You know, and you can't sit there and cry and expect another man to babysit you because you know what you get into. But family will always be there for you. Always. So check this out. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Once again, I go by the name of Blue Devil, and I'm from the county of Los Angeles. And this was my Southside story. We out.